better than this.
At the half, lamang po ng 10 ang BMEG Derby Ace Llamados laban sa Ginebra 47-37. Welcome back to the Big Dome PBA Wednesday here on Solar TV. Miko Halili with El Decado Senor Quinito Henson. And boy, that BMEG Derby Ace defense really buckling down to work, especially in that second quarter.
That second quarter was really tough. Defensively, BMEG really showed its strength. In the first quarter of this game, Barangay Ginebra shot 50% from the field. In the second quarter, that field goal percentage went down to 15%. And only 14 points scored by Ginebra in that quarter. BMEG really went to work defensively. Plus, Barangay Ginebra's outside shooting completely out of whack so far. 0 out of 7 from three-point distance.
Llamados leading by as many as 9 points in the first quarter and as much as 10 in the second period. Here's the Dean's list, starting with Ginebra.
Well, let's review Barangay Ginebra. They've got 3 X marks. They haven't been able to control the interior. As you see, BMEG is +4 in the rebounding department. Deryb Brown, hey, here's a guy who scored 111 points in one game, even if it was a high school game. But he's only scored 8 points in this one, and 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Certainly not inspiring his teammates to pick up the slack. Slow down or speed up. I feel that the backcourt still is finding its character, its personality. Is it going to be the Fast and the Furious? Will it be Miller? Will it be Mike Cortez? And the personality is showing in the way the ball is being distributed, and that's an X mark for Ginebra because BMEG has more assists. And for BMEG, 3 X marks for Barangay Ginebra. It's 3 check marks for BMEG. Cliff's luxury, Mark Pingris taking over defensive chores against the import. That has allowed Cliff Brown to score 16 points and grab 10 rebounds. He's exerting a lot of energy in offense because he's preserving his energy off of the defense. Pressure for the turnovers. Look at the points off turnovers difference, 13-4 in favor of BMEG. And length being well, BMEG is using that with great advantage in forcing Barangay Ginebra to that kind of field goal percentage.
So we open the second half with BMEG Derby Ace on top by 10 big points. This happens to be their biggest lead of the ball game, and Villanueva twirls and misses. Llamados start the second half with James Yap, Don Aliado, Mark Pingris, Cliff Brown, and Paul Artadi. Cliff Brown, by the way, already with 16 points.
And adding to that, he's 10 rebounds.
And he has the ball right now, and here's Aliado, 17-footer is good.
And see how BMEG run that play with very good spacing. Everything going through the post player, Cliff Brown posting up, then finding the open man. As he said in the interview that we heard during the first half, he's really looking more to pass than score.
At ito na ang pinakamalaking lamang ng Llamados, a 12-point lead. So there's a swipe by Helterbrand. Foul is against Aliado. For Ginebra, it's Helterbrand, Tubid, Villanueva, Hatfield, and the import Denham Brown. Pareho pong Brown yung pangalan ng ating dalawang imports, just in case you were wondering. They're not related. Magkaiba rin ang laro nila. Cliff Brown, more of a big man, and Denham Brown, more of a shooting guard. Meantime, here's Helterbrand. Helterbrand spins, nowhere to go. Denham Brown fires and scores.
That's his range and that's his shot. But that's what Barangay Ginebra needs to do. They need to have that ball movement, looking for the open man, giving up the ball.
And Denham Brown in double figures with 10 points. 10 points pa rin ang kailangan habulin ng Ginebra. And a miss by James Yap. Cliff Brown. Whoa, missed the slam dunk. Went for a one-handed slam. And here's Aliado. He turns. Aliado will miss. Denham Brown has the ball. He speeds up the pace. He goes behind the back. He goes to Villanueva. And a layup won't drop, but he will take 2. You know, years ago, Villanueva would have gone for a slam dunk of that play.
Well, I think he's also very wary about the defense.
Wow, double behind the back.
Yeah, mahirap nun. But look at Villanueva realizing that the defenders were there to try to stop him from making that shot. Ang ganda ng reaction, no? On the part of BMEG. The defense was there for Deryb Brown, but quickly switching over when the pass was made to Enrico Villanueva, stopping him from making that layup. And you know, importante sa BMEG, no, that Ginebra doesn't get those easy layups.
Two out of two para kay Villanueva. Cut down Derby Aces lead to 8 points, 49-41. Pingris to Aliado. 13 to shoot for Del Llamados. Here's Artadi and out of Cliff Brown. Cliff Brown with 16 points so far. Here's Pingris outside Artadi. And they'll say it will stay. So Del Llamados' last touch on the Ginebra defense.
That time, Deryb Brown reading the move of Mark Pingris. You know that he likes to penetrate right down the middle. They shut that door on Mark Pingris. Ano ba nangyari doon?
Nabagsak yung ating one of our A-boards at nautusan yata si Pingris.
Inaayos
Ikaw ang
naman.
nakabagsak, ikaw mag-ayos. Here's James Yap. Shot clock down to 2. James Yap, tough shot. And long rebound picked up by Don Aliado. Has been very productive in this game. He's done more than score points.
And you know, it's the hustle. And again, they go to that post. Oh, this time, Barangay Ginebra with a steal.
Deryb Brown. He's thinking about it. He fires a step back one and he missed it. James Yap. Yes, sir. That's a 3.
Already 4 3-point conversions by BMEG. Not a single one for Barangay Ginebra. That's making a big difference in this game. No movement here on Barangay Ginebra's part.
And you can tell, even if you're watching at home, you can tell that there is pressure coming from this Barangay Big Dome crowd for Deryb Brown to deliver, for Deryb Brown to sparkle and shine. It's never easy para maging import ng Ginebra. And it's 52-41 in favor of Derby Ace. Back in a moment. Para po mapanood ang inyong favorite PBA players live, just text Solar Space PBA Space, the mystery keyword, and send to 2600 for a chance to win tickets to the games. And you can see the mystery keyword. It's not a mystery at all. Ganyan po namin kayo kamahal.
Sinasabi na namin.
Kung
ano mystery keyword.
It's an open secret. Let's go to Dominic Uy.
Thank you, Miko. Very concerned was Coach Jong Chico during the halftime. He said, need to do a better job off the boards. Too many second chance points for the BMEG Derby ASM. Of course, you also have to watch out for the drop pass to Cliff Brown. He's gotten too many, and they got to be able to take care of the ball. On the other hand, for BMEG, they were very happy with the way they moved the ball. They were happy with their D, but they said they need to stop fouling because they gave up 16 free throws and were in penalty in both quarters.
And thank you, Senor Domingo El Conquistador. As Artadi hits a reverse layup, no need for the backboard. And Artadi with 7 points.
What a way to cut towards the basket. And again, the pass coming from the post. Cliff Brown dishing off, trying to get his locals involved in the play.
I think there's a warning, warning for flopping against Paul Artadi. You know, if they had the flopping rule in soccer, boy, the matches would be stopped every 2 minutes. Deryb Brown with a miss. So far in the battle of imports, Cliff Brown is leading the way. 16 points, along with a number of rebounds as well. And here's Artadi, spinner roll, finger roll, no.
Almost.
Not enough roll. 7.5 remaining in the third quarter.
But you know, in that situation, when that ball not yet decided whether it was going to drop in or not, dapat if you were BMEG, you go for the offensive rebound. Huwag mo titignan.
James Yap blocked by Brown. But,
And he'll go to the line.
Yep, there's a foul according to referee Peter Balao.
And that partnership has worked beautifully in the different teams that they've played together. Artadi and James Yap.
Well, for a while, nakahiwalay sila ng landas, no? When Artadi went to Ginebra, but I suppose, you know, it's so instinctive for Artadi to look for James Yap on the break. They've been doing it for so long, as we mentioned. And this, you know, even if they were separated for a while, the minute they get back together, things happen second nature.
It's been another solid conference here for James Yap. He's the only player, only local player in the conference who has scored double figures in every game.
Siya na lang natira.
Siya na lang.
Siya na lang natira.
Para process of elimination, ano?
Oh.
Last man standing.
This free throw brought to you by B-Meg Derby's premium formula dito ka na sa Llamado. It's the one aspect of Yap's game that he's really not happy with, yung kanyang free throw shooting. There's a loose ball foul against Pingles. In fact, Dominic asked James Yap about it at the half. Yung tukol sa free throw shooting ni James, and si James napatawa na lang. Sabi niya, basta tira na lang ako ng tira. Ano pa bang magagawa ko? What
practice,
can I do?
sabi niya, practice.
Diba? Just take the shots and then practice.
By the way, at the top of our coverage, we mentioned that Ginebra had lost 4 of its last 5. And those 5 games were exactly the same number of games that Eric Mek has missed.
Mark Agiwa with 6 points. He came off the bench para sa Ginebra. Right now, still a 12-point lead for B-Meg Derby Ace. Brown inside, Roger Yap. Roger Yap is pushed.
You see the dilemma here facing Joseph Wichico. I think if you were to give him a choice, he would always run his 3-guard combination. But under the circumstances, and taking off from Dominic U's report earlier that they're concerned about the rebounding, he's got to have those 3 big men on the floor at the same time to make sure that they're respectable off the boards.
Shot clock down to 6. Roger Yap. Oh, nice handoff for Meyerhofer. A nifty pass by the veteran point guard to the rookie. And it's a 57-43 game para sa B-Meg Derby Ace, their biggest lead of the ball game.
And those assists are piling up. And when you're up against a team like B-Meg that's playing tough defense on one end and then passing the ball so well on the other end without hardly making mistakes, it's going to be a long night for the opposition.
Here's Roger Yap. And now Aliado. And a miss. Ooh, loose ball foul against Meyerhofer. At tayuan agad ang mga coaches ng B-Meg Derby Ace. So,
and Coach Ryan Gregorio expressing his displeasure.
And a warning on Meyerhofer because he reacted to that call.
That was an emotional outburst. I don't think that's really a resentment to the call. I think maybe he should have been warned for delaying the game. You know, because he brought the ball over to the other side. But yung resentment, hindi naman siguro resentment yun. That's an emotional display.
Well, there's Meyerhofer with the rebound. 12 puntos pa rin ang abante ng B-Meg Derby Ace. Here's James Yap. He goes left. He goes to Meyerhofer. Lots of time to shoot para sa Llamados. No need to rush.
And you see the formation of B-Meg. You see James Yap had to pass up the shot in midair. But meron siya napasahan ng libre. Although it was a botched play and they end up with a turnover. You know, the point that we're making here is that somehow the B-Meg players are always in position to receive a pass even if the man with the ball is under duress, which doesn't say much about the defense of Ginebra.
It says a lot about the familiarity among the Llamados. I mean, you look at the top teams in the tournament, Pocket Text, San Miguel, Alaska, Ginebra, B-Meg Derby Ace. B-Meg Derby Ace, in essence, has made the least amount of changes. Imports lang talaga nagbabago sa kanila. They've made 1 import change in the tournament. Samantalang the other teams, Kinito, they've made big changes in their lineup.
You know, you hit the nail on the head because it's all about chemistry, particularly when you're playing with an import in this conference. And we haven't seen the chemistry that Coach Joseph Chico has been looking for in Ginebra, but we've seen a lot of chemistry with his BMEG team.
Of course, San Miguel, hindi pa nga nagpapalit ng import ng San Miguel, but they've had their struggles. Had a 3-game skid that allowed teams like BMEG Derby Ace to take a crack at that second automatic semifinal spot.
You know, for everything that we've said about Barangay Ginebra and its problems and its woes, losing 4 out of 5, they're in a situation where they can get an outright quarterfinal slot. And if they win this game, they're safely in the outright quarterfinals. And if they lose, they could be in for a playoff, but they still have that playoff for an outright quarterfinal slot. And as we said earlier, 3 of its last 4 losses were by 1 point. So this could be a semi-final team right there, despite the fact that they're struggling with lack of chemistry. So maybe this team is going to start gelling when the playoffs come around. And we know that Eric Mick is a playoff player. And he's day-to-day, by the way.
Speaking of playoff performers, let's go to Dominic Wu.
Thank you, Miko. Talking about the Barangay Ginebra Genies, and admittedly, they said, you know, there's a lot of player changes, and that's why there's a lack of familiarity that you guys said. We're still working on a lot of the basics instead of working on the game plans, actually, and said, you know, the great thing about it, though, there's a positive to it, because now they have such a tremendous backcourt with Miller and Cortez, and now that Eric Mick is not playing, they actually have the ability to create for their teammates. And just a little thing on Eric Mick, he's actually started practicing already and may be able to play in their next game.
By the way, I'd like to commiserate with Dominic because France was eliminated. And Dominic is, I think, aren't you like 1/8 French?
I think he's Dutch. I think he's part Dutch.
Or isn't he a Swede? I'm not so sure with Dominic. I really don't.
I think he's mixed up.
I know he's very mixed up. That much I can tell you.
But the whole package, it's a great package. Dominic, you have our vote. I didn't hear you make a comment.
Don't speak for me. Do not speak on my behalf.
That's okay, Dominic. We're both from LaSalle.
There's Willie Wilson. Sunday Salvacion now part of this game. Got a big cheer from the crowd. You know, Sunday has always been a Ginebra crowd favorite. You know, he has won championships for Ginebra with his big-time three-pointers in the finals. Has had limited minutes, though, recently.
You know, we were just talking about lack of chemistry. You see a violation there by Barangay Ginebra because they couldn't extricate out of that tough defense ng BMEG. And the reason why they couldn't extricate was Willie Wilson didn't have anyone to pass to.
Mike Cortez sending it over to Villanueva. Third personal laban kay Canaleta. Canaleta has had a quiet defensive night. It's normally a threat. A very able sixth man para sa BMEG Derby Ace.
Villanueva getting a lot of attempts from the line. And there's a reason why that's happening. It's not just by accident. I think BMEG's inside defenders realizing that Villanueva is less than a 60% free throw shooter. You'd rather make him earn his points from the line than get those easy layups.
Well, not tonight. He's 7 out of 9 from the free throw line.
But 9 free throw attempts coming from Rico Villanueva.
Very active.
That's a lot
in this game. And Ginebra will need some more if they wish to bounce back here in the third. And Roger Yap goes off the glass.
A little bit of a 2-3 zone defense there by Barangay Ginebra just to change things up.
Sunday special on the way. Yes, sir! Well, maybe that Sunday special can get Ginebra going with 3:22 remaining in the third. BMEG Derby Ace still on top by 10 big points. Well, they needed a spark. They needed someone to get them going. And they called Sunday Salvacion's number, and he nails a Sunday special.
I don't know if that's a desperation measure on the part of Joseph Ichico.
we haven't had a Sunday special in a while.
He's going down his bench looking for a spark to get things going here for Barangay Ginebra. He's not getting the spark from Helterbrand, not even from Mark Jagiwa. Jagiwa only with a total of 6 points in this game. And Salvacion didn't even play last game for Barangay Ginebra.
Sunday has played only 5 games. This is his 5th game, only his 5th game para sa Ginebra. Let's see if his inclusion will work wonders. 8 to shoot para sa BMX Derby Ace. A swipe by Kagiwa. Kagiwa on the move. Kagiwa all the way.
So a 3-point shot, then a zone defense leading to a turnover and a fast break 2 points. That's Ginebra's kind of game.
Still an 8-point lead for the Llamados. Here's Brown. Brown has been quiet since a big first half. Canaleta. Oh, that's
yes.
a 3.
Napabayaan. You know, that zone defense, when you've got a perimeter shooter like Canaleta, it's got to extend. Willie Wilson gave him the space.
Here's Wilson. Salvacion fakes, drives, not the strongest part of his game. And here's Roger Yap. Simon will keep the ball for BMX Derby Ace.
Oh, look at that. Coming from nowhere.
One half of BMX Sampayan Brigade, Rafi Rivas.
And the board work of BMX has been devastating.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 66-53. Lamang pa rin ng Llamados. Villanueva, nice spin. And he has 11 points in this ball game.
And if you're going up against a long-arm defender like Rafi Rivas, you have to improvise. You have to be a little creative. That spin move by Rico Villanueva got him the shot and away from the defense of Rafi Rivas.
Now here's Rivas with the ball. Canaleta, oh, nice fake. Nice fake. Yes, sir!
And a nicer shot. That's Nino Canaleta. And Ryan Gregorio right now is pushing all the right buttons. Seeing that Barangay Ginebra is playing with a zone defense, he's got some of his nice shooters on the floor. Now, PJ Samon is also an outside gunner.
You know, to be honest, sometimes I don't know if Canaleta even needs to fake. Because he can shoot against any defender you put on him. He's so tall. Long arms. At yung tira niya galing sa likod ng sa ibabaw ng ulo niya. So it's really tough to block his shot.
Yeah, almost like a shot reminiscent of Jamal Wilkes, formerly of the Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers.
Power Move Highlights brought to you by Derby Ace Premium Formula. Dito ka na sa Yamato. Sometimes I'm amazed that we have something in common. I also like Jamal Wilkes. I tried to copy his shot when I was young. Big
really?
mistake. Napakahirap no kanya sidewinder shot.
Exactly. He would pull the ball behind his head. And, you know, the split-second advantage he has over the defender gets him a good shot.
Missed by Simon, and Roger Yap keeps the ball for the Llamados' new shot clock.
And see the hustle of BMX. They're beating Barangay Ginebra to the ball. And they're giving the effort.
Open shot, Cliff Brown.
And that, you know, that's the effort we were talking about. BMX is giving the effort, and Barangay Ginebra, nagkukulang sila.
Effort plus length equals second chances.
Oh, yes.
Here's Rivas. Fires. They gave him that shot and he nails it. So dahan na naman lumalayo ang BMX Derby Ace dito. 71-56. Wilson attacks and he missed it, and he will take 2 free throws.
Nice crossover by Willie Wilson going 1-on-1.
And he also got a foul from Rafi Rivas. Pangalawa laban kay Rivas, penalty na ang BMX Derby Ace.
But you know, moves like that by Willie Wilson, that's not going to get things done here. As you take a look at the number of free throws given up by BMX, and Ginebra already with 24 free throw attempts and BMX only 9. But still, BMX on top by 15. It's because of their board work, their hustle, the way they move the ball around. And Deryb Brown has been a complete bust in this game. Only 10 points. It's just unbelievable how this player who played for an NCAA champion team could play with such a low level of intensity? He's not even in the game.
6 seconds remaining in the third. Deryb has the leather. 3 seconds to go. I mean, that's all experience. All craftiness mula kay
That's all
Deryb.
smart. And if you're the defender, you have to realize whom you're defending. You know that Roger Yap is capable of making that kind of move. So you stay away. And Barangay Ginebra was not in the penalty. Now, can you believe that?
When you miss the first free throw, yung mga galaw na yan, you don't call it experience, you call it experience. Na-experience. Roger Yap, those very instinctive players. And he goes 1 out of 2. 1 second to go. Mike Cortez at the buzzer. Another big quarter. Defensively and offensively for BMEG Derby Ace. Lamang po sila 72-57 laban sa Ginebra. We'll bring it a fourth and final quarter after these.
Doesn't get any better than this.
The PBA goes on tour. Sabado po sa Dumaguete as San Miguel meets Alaska. Very critical game over there in Dumaguete. And the party all night with Sunny Glide featuring DJ Matt Derry and John Boy Lee on June 25th at the SMX Convention Center. Party on from dusk till dawn. Just the way Kinito Henson does it. Call 854-5578 or 632-3367 for tickets and VIP tables. Remember, drink moderately.
Oh, that's news to me. I can play squash all night, but not partying, no.
But I learned to go tugs with you. Tugs. Only with El Decano, huh?
Here's a shot coming from Willie Miller. By the way, answering the bell for the fourth period. Barangay Ginebra going with 3 guards. Now, when you're going with a small lineup, you're at a disadvantage when you're playing a zone defense, and which is the reason why they're not playing a zone defense right now. You want to go with quickness, so you're hoping that your man-to-man defense will get you the stops you want.
Right now, BMEG Derby Ace in full control of this ball game. Yung kanilang labang lumalaki ng lumalaki. They led by 9 in the first, 10 at the half. They led by as many as 15 in the third. And now it's back to a 15-point lead. And JJ Helterbrand is trying to bring Ginebra back in this game. He has 4 points tonight.
Mahirap na tira yun. But there was no flow. There was no rhythm in that offense. It was a pure one-on-one move. It was a difficult shot. But how many times are you going to score off that play? Deryb Brown, still a very, very inactive player in this game. Only 2 points in the entire second half so far.
Roger Yap, step back, nice shot. Can't get the bounce though. Here's Deryb Brown. Let's see if he can jumpstart his offense and finds Willie Wilson. A nice pass. That's one way to contribute. If you can't get your points, you find teammates in a better scoring position.
You know, despite the fact that BMEG has been playing excellent defense and araming pagkukulan ng Barangay Ginebra, they're just down by 11 points. So this is a situation where Barangay Ginebra can still bounce back with a nice flurry of 3-point shots, some turnovers against BMEG, and if they can get their transition game going, this can be a close game down the stretch. Oh, big bomb.
You were saying?
Oh, the 3-point shooting has been a major stat in this game. And so far, iisa lang ang 3-point conversion ng Barangay Ginebra. And ang BMEG, ilan na ba? 7 na. Naku, laki ng diferensya. 1 against 7.
Here's Canaleta against Tubid. Canaleta spins and Aliado missed it. Helterbrand finally clearing the boards. Para sa Ginebra, he has the basketball. He's going all the way. Sidestep beauty. And Helterbrand now with 6 points.
That's vintage Helterbrand for you. But you know, if you're JJ Helterbrand, if you're not getting the open look from the outside, you want him to dish. I mean, that's his role. He's the point guard. He's the captain, the leader of this team.
That was a good move para kay Don Lalyado. Ball just deciding to go out at the last minute. There's Deryb Brown, and the layup is good, and he will have a bonus free throw.
And you know, and that's what I mean with J.J. Hildebrand. You'd rather have him dish and get his teammates involved, because then the defense becomes confused. Sino bang gagwardyahan nila? Of course, Hildebrand scoring 2 baskets here in this quarter, but this dish creating the situation for Deryb Brown to regain his confidence in offense, perhaps using the left hand.
Well, you know, all teams and their locals, they all want a confident import. We do not want to go into battle with an import whose confidence is low, an import who's questioning his own abilities. Ayaw nila yung mga ganyang sitwasyon. We'll take this time out. 8:47 remaining. Lamang pa rin ang BMEG Derby Ace. Sa Biyernes, dito tayo sa Big Dome. Rain or Shine meets Air 21. Santa Lucia meets Coca-Cola. That's our Friday doubleheader. Catch all the action here on Solar TV.
I'm going to take this opportunity, Nikos, to say that there is a big story coming out in the Philippine Star sports pages tomorrow. And this is about Ed Carvajal, a former Jose Rizal and Crispa player. Back in 1972, he led Jose Rizal to the NCAA Seniors Championship. At the age of 24, the peak of his career, he underwent a brain surgery. You read all about him. 35 years he's been paralyzed. That story will be the Philippine Star tomorrow.
Meantime, James Yap hits a 3. And BMEG Derby Ace just in total control of this ball game. 80-68, 8:08 remaining in the fourth and final quarter. 18 points para kay James Yap. Here's Wilson.
That perimeter artillery of BMEG has been tremendous in this game. They are so far 8 out of 20 from 3-point distance. And BMEG is just, or rather, Ginebra is just 1 out of 10.
8 to shoot para sa BMEG Derby Ace. Roger Yap against Tubi. That's a good matchup. Here's Pingris over Wilson.
And he draws the contact, he'll go to the line. By the way, citing those 3-point statistics, translated into points, that's 24 points against 3 points. Ang laki naman ng diferensya. That's a 19-point difference right there from 3-point shooting in favor of BMEG.
Pingris makes the first free throw. Rudy Hatfield back in the game, replacing Willie Wilson. Wilson picked up his first personal foul. And this free throw brought to you by BMEG Derby Ace Premium Formula. Dito ka na sa Llamado.
You know, I think one problem that Ginebra has is with so many star players in the fold, it's difficult for any player to get a lot of minutes. And sometimes you need those minutes to be able to get your rhythm. Before you're able to get your rhythm, napapalitan ka na eh.
For instance, you have Celino Cruz on that bench. He has not played tonight. I mean, Celino can start for some of the teams here
Exactly.
in the PBA. John Ferriols has seen limited minutes in this tournament. He used to be a second unit player for Alaska, as Deryb Brown sets up Rudy Hatfield for the layup.
Hatfield with 13 points. And that's how Ginebra can come back in this game. By playing good defense, creating turnovers, scoring in transition. And a big bonus will be if they start hitting the 3-point shots. Here's
Rudy Hatfield with
another
a steal.
stop.
Miller to Tubit. Tubit. Razzle dazzle. Tubit. Oh! Low bounce pass. That was intended for Rudy Hatfield. Spacing was not really the best for Jong Wichiko's squad in that play. Turnover.
Again, it's that chemistry issue. That's something that Coach Joseph Wichiko must resolve. And Willie Miller hardly got his minutes. He's now back on the bench. how difficult is it to be able to play a two-time MVP and have him replaced by Mark Kagiwa, who's probably more, not probably, but is more familiar with Ginebra's system. Chalk up another three-point basket by Barangay, by BMEG. That's 9 three-point conversions for BMEG against 1 for Barangay Ginebra.
James Yap pushes BMEG Derby Ace up by 15 points. Back in a moment. Back inside the big dome, 6 and 10 remaining in the ball game. Tandaan po natin, ang Ginebra, ayaw po nilang matalo dito because they might end up in the wild card if they cannot win enough games in their remaining assignments. Delikado po yun.
That's right. They have a playoff for an outright quarterfinals berth. But kung matalo sila rito at mahabol ang kanilang winning out record by either Raiders, Shadow, Coca-Cola, then they'll be involved in a playoff. And they could end up in the wildcards kung matalo sila sa playoff. And look at Deryb Brown looking to score. Or looking to dunk the shot, not to score, because that would not have been counted. But even then, hindi nila ipasok yung dunk. Naku, Diyos ko.
It's been that kind of night for Deryb Brown. Meantime, here's Mark Kagiwa against Simon. Mark fires. Deryb Brown, good hustle, but it ends up with Paul Artadi. So 15 puntos ang lamang dito ng BMEG. Here's Brown.
You see how that pass moved inside? A bounce pass right down the middle. And the pass was not even deflected. Well, Barangay Ginebra still getting the turnover.
May oras pa para sa Ginebra to get back in business here. A sidestep beauty para kay Willie Miller. 4 points for the thriller.
A lot of one-on-one heroics here by Barangay Ginebra.
James Yap is in motion. Ball ends up. Peter Jun Simon fires a little bit to the right. And ito na si Helterbrand. Helterbrand on the move to Deryb Brown. Deryb Brown slides. Lost his balance, and they'll call a jump.
Well, clearly bothered by Mark Pingris' defense. And Pingris has sacrificed his offense for his defense. In this game, Mark Pingris, very quiet in terms of points. He's got 6 points. What about the defensive job he's done here on Deryb Brown?
Well, in that instance, Deryb Brown clearly hitting a slick spot on the floor. It's a jump. And Ginebra wins the jump. They have the ball, but they're down by 13 points. Nice pass. Rudy Hatfield missed the layup. Artadi calls the play with under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Canaleta. Open shot. That's a three.
Beautiful screen play for Nina Canaleta. Mark Kagiwa was completely erased in that pick situation.
At ito na, pinakamalaking lamang ng BMEG Derby Ace. 16-point lead with 4 and 20 remaining in the fourth. As we go inside a 30-second timeout brought to you by Handy Fix, ang first aid ng bahay mo, bonds all, and seals all.
You know, Miko, that kind of play that BMEG set up for Nina Canaleta, that's the same kind of play they run for James Yap, for all their shooters. And it's something that Barangay Ginebra must be conscious of. If you're going to be hurt by that pick, you have to know how to fight that pick to avoid getting a shooter, a lethal shooter like Canaleta, to get wide open for that shot. He had so much space and so much time to set up for that shot.
Who never thought that Canaleta would evolve from a slam dunk artist, the Da Vinci of dunks? All of a sudden, he becomes one of the most lethal three-pointers or three-point shooters in the PBA. He's perfect from Rainbow Country tonight, 3 out of 3. And he has just given Derby Ace a 16-point lead.
So, you know, with 4:10 to go, let's assume that BMEG is going to win this game. They will tie San Miguel at 12 and 5. And in that situation, the San Miguel Alaska game, and that's coming up on June 26th. That's going to be a dandy.
That's happening in Dumaguete on Saturday. Let's go back to Dominic Uy.
Nico, Coach Jong and Chico reminding his boys, you know what, we still have over 4 minutes in this ball game. And we were able to get it down to 9. PJ Simon and James Sepp all of a sudden hit tough three-point shots. So you reminded the big guys, you need to step up, especially on that three-pointer up on top.
Yeah, it's all about extending your defense to stop those gunners.
Miller with a miss. Last touch on Denham Brown. So 3:58 remaining dito sa fourth and final quarter. Placing, yan ang labanan dito sa mga huling laro ng mga kupunan. The tail end of the elimination round. Artadi has the ball. And here's Cliff Brown. Canaleta. James Sepp says, give me the ball. I can take Willie Miller at the post. Willie Miller's gone. And there's Cliff Brown with the putback. 20 points for Cliff Brown. Hatfield goes full speed ahead, but he had nowhere to go. Door was shot by Cliff Brown.
And that's a good call by the referee. You don't call an offensive foul, you don't call a blocking foul, you just call a simple out-of-bounds play. Tama yun.
Here's Artadi, handoff. James Yap. Miller on Yap. That's an MVP matchup. And here's Pingris. One-hander is good.
Pick and roll situation, but the man rolling to the basket is not looking to score, he's looking to pass. That extra pass gave Mark Pringles an opportunity to score. What a way to execute an offense.
Here's Kagiwa with a pull-up. Under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth and final quarter, and BMEG Derbier is pulling away here in the fourth period. Denham Brown hearing it from the crowd, and he swishes one through. Denham Brown with 15 points.
You know, if he just gets that confidence back, you know that he can put up a lot of points across his name. He just needs a breakout game.
Cliff Brown, oh boy, big game. 22 points.
And you know, he's scoring effortlessly. And he was up against a tough defender in Rudy Hatfield. But you just need to have that hand raised. That Hatfield was fouled. You know, here's an interesting possibility on the standings, Miko. BMEG after this game still has to play Barako. Assuming they beat Barako and assuming they win this game against Ginebra, BMEG will finish at 13-5. If San Miguel beats Alaska on June 26, San Miguel will also go up to 13-5. In which case, as you take a look at the standings here, in which case you will have a double tie for second place between San Miguel and BMEG. There you will have a playoff, a knockout playoff to decide the second outright semifinalist. But don't count out Alaska. Alaska can make this a really, really nice three-way affair.
Yeah, Alaska, you know, they like being under the radar, quietly moving their way up. People are talking about Talking Tex and San Miguel and now even BMEG Derby A's, but Alaska quietly working their way into the picture, very much in that race for the automatic semifinals berth.
Well, you never discount Alaska. They have won their last 3 games. They have in fact won 5 of their last 6. And if they beat San Miguel, they move up to 12-6. San Miguel will finish also at 12-6. And for BMEG, second outright semifinals berth can be all theirs. If they win tonight and they beat Barako, they will be at solo second with 13-5. So that's an interesting situation.
Which really gave BMEG a big reason to try and win this game and win big. That's something that they will do in less than 2 minutes here. And just to recap, it was a 3-point lead at the end of the first para sa BMEG. They extended their lead to 10 points at the half, 47-37. And then they had a big offensive and defensive quarter in the third. And they led by as many as 15 points in that third quarter. And then they never looked back as Kagiwa scores on a layup. Ang Ginebra naman namimiligro dito. Not in danger of being eliminated outright because only the last place team will get eliminated automatically. But any team that goes into the wild card round your chances of advancing go 50-50. It doesn't matter if you're a higher ranked team, for as long as you're part of the wild card round, all bets are off.
That's right.
Patas na kayong lahat because those are knockout games.
Number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9. Those are the teams that will get involved in the wild cards. 6 versus 9, 7 versus 8. Knockout games. Just one game. And then after that, another knockout game among the winners. Or between the winners, rather.
So Ginebra now, they'll be they'll be in a waiting game.
That's right. They fall to 9-9. As I said, they have a lock at a playoff for an outright quarterfinals berth. But that depends. If Coca-Cola at 7-9, Rain or Shine also at 7-9, if one of those teams wins their last 2 games, then they equal Ginebra, then there's going to be a playoff for the last outright quarterfinals berth. At kung sino matalo will go down to the wildcards.
Just to add to the concern of Ginebra, okay, Air 21, they have Leroy Hicker, so they beat this Ginebra team in their last encounter.
That's right.
So, hindi ibig sabihin na pagpunta ka sa wildcard, mahina yung mga kalaban doon. That's not necessarily the case. As Romel Aduco connects, only 18 seconds remaining in the ball game. Salvacion connects with a 3. So 10 seconds remaining. Convincing win para sa BMEG Derby Ace Llamados. They move up to 12-5, increasing their chances of possibly making the semifinals outright. Ang final score po natin, 101-83.
What a defensive effort here on the part of BMEG, holding Ginebra down to 83 points, scoring a multitude of baskets from 3-point distance. I think the man who was responsible for this was the import. I mean, James Yap had his 21 points, but the import was posting up and he completely dominated. Deryb Brown on the other side. Cliff Brown.
The winning Brown is
That's
with
right.
Dominic Uy.
Thank you, Miko. We're our best player, Cliff Brown. Cliff, 24 points, 16 rebounds. Just an epitome of the type of game that you guys play. A lot of energy, a lot of second chance points.
Yeah, it's taken a while, but as Coach said, we're peaking at the right moment. And today, we played good defense. We held them to the number we wanted. And finally, we're starting to trust each other on offense.
Looking ahead, looks like you guys have a legit chance of making the second semifinals berth.
Yeah, before I got here, they said that was their team goal. And it's nice that we have a chance to reach that, yeah.
All right, so what else is in store for Cliff Brown and the BMEG Derby Ace Llamados?
Well, unlike a lot of people, I just try to play team ball. So I fit in within the offense, and today they went a little bit of triangle and 2, so it got me some one-on-one plays, and I just try to take advantage of that.
All right, congratulations, Cliff, rather. PBA will be right back after a few messages.
Any better than this?
Once again, our final score, BMEG Derby Ace winning over Ginebra, 101-83. James Yap with 21 points. Cliff Brown, their import, also having a big night for the Llamados.
But it only gets more and more interesting here in the PBA. And, well, for Barangay Ginebra, they really need to pick up the pieces here. They are, as we mentioned, already assured of a playoff for an outright quarterfinal slot. But depending on how Rain or Shine and Coca-Cola do in their last 2 games, and both of them have 2 games apiece left in their schedule, baka mahabol pa sila. And in which case, magkakaroon ng playoff. And kung sino matalo dun sa possible playoff na yun, ilalagpak sa wild card. But for BMEG, things are looking good because their last game is against Barako. If they win that, they will go up to 13 wins. And that might be enough for the second outright semifinal slot.
So again, the only sure thing so far is that Pocket Text has 1 automatic semifinals berth.
That's the sure thing, yeah.
That's the only sure thing.
And also a big game to watch is that San Miguel versus Alaska
on
game.
Saturday, yep.
That might also decide how the final picture is going to be in our semifinals.
So we're going down the wire in the elimination round. Elimination round pa lang yan. On Friday, do join us again. Babalik tayo dito sa Big Dome for PBA Friday. Rain or Shine meets Air 21. Santa Lucia meets Coca-Cola, Elastopainters and the Coca-Cola Tigers. Placing pa rin ang pinaglalabanan nila. Happening on Friday. On Saturday, the big game. The San Miguel Beermen going up against the Alaska Aces. A semi-final berth might be at stake in that big showdown in Dumaguete. Earlier, talking text, won over the Barako Energy Coffee Masters. The final score there was 112-101, and moments ago, BMEG Derby Ace winning over Ginebra 101-83. For Dominic Uy, my partner, El Decano, Senor Kenito Henson, I'm Miko Alili saying goodnight. From the Big Dome, well out of Filipinas, this is the PBA on Solar TV.